Hi, I'm Sue Bennett. I'm the owner of the Air Force Mavericks All-Star Cheerleading Club, as well as Bennett Design Associates. I am a lead AP interior architect, and I'm here today to introduce you to the Uxbridge Business Park Association. We are a consortium of farmers, beekeepers, environmentalists, homeowners, business people, parents, and Uxbridge residents who have come together to promote the protection and the enhancement of the environment and developments around the Uxbridge area. We have 19 members in our association, and we're very passionate about the environmental impacts that this proposed waste transfer station will have on our industrial subdivision, our businesses, our families, and our future as Uxbridge community members. The 19 companies who make up the Uxbridge Business Park Association greatly contribute to our local economy. Together, we have revenues totaling over $250 million. We employ over 700 staff, and our employee salaries are over $50 million. In addition to the economic benefit that we bring to our community, we also give some great things back. Our collective philanthropic and environmental initiatives include community cleanup initiatives on our trails, our forests, our roadways. We have planted hundreds of feet of pollinator gardens, we've planted trees, and initiatives to support the renewal of wildlife and flora and fauna. We do community outreach, so we support our aged, our youth, and our less fortunate through monetary and volunteer initiatives. We donate to the food bank as well as to the local toy drives, and then we're very involved in our community through sponsorships, donations, participations in local charities, our churches, our sports, and of course our fairs and our festivals. The proposed site for this waste transfer location is actually protected land. We know that this land is the ancestral home of the Anishinaabe nations, the Ojibwe, Cree, Huron, Wendat, Algonquin, Chippewa, and Mississaugas nations. This proposed site is also on the Oak Ridges Moraine, and according to the Oak Ridges Moraine Conservation Plan, it encourages planning authorities to coordinate planning matters with the First Nations communities throughout their planning process. The Act protects the moraine due to its vital ecosystem and the unique underground water systems which functions by recharging water through its sand and gravel, filtering water in the underground aquifers, and discharging the fresh water in the headwaters of 65 rivers and streams. Due to its vital water function, water conservation is of primary importance on the Oak Ridges Moraine. The plan also protects environmentally sensitive areas that naturally cleanse the water, such as kettle lakes, wetlands, meadows, and forests. It's home to over 300,000 people, along with animals, plants, and endangered species, which rely on its natural habitats. The Oak Ridges Moraine Conservation Plan is implemented by 32 municipalities, including Uxbridge. Municipal decisions must conform to this plan. The criteria and the concerns used to originally designate this land to an L1 category really have not changed. So the residents and the businesses in and around this business park have all invested in this area, knowing that it was a light industrial use. At this point, we are at a gateway decision. By allowing this waste transfer site to be built on this land, we have now changed the subdivision from a Class 1 light industry use to a Class 3 heavy industrial use as per the chart you can see here. In addition to this being a completely inappropriate use for this land, it also opens the door for existing businesses in our subdivision then to increase their use of their individual sites to also be heavy industrial use. Our association truly believes that all of the business owners and residents bought into the municipalities and region's vision of this being a light industrial park. It is incomprehensible to believe that the concerns and values that influenced the original light designation have actually changed. At a public meeting on September 19, 2011, Liz Housen, the then consulting planner for the town, clearly explained the importance of use designations and that when placing the uses in the most appropriate zones, the main consideration was given to the wellhead protection and impact on the residents to the east and north of Phase 1 of that project. We ask what has changed. This is still moraine land. There are still residents and farmland surrounding this business park, and of course we are still very concerned with the contamination of our water and our air. Let's talk about air quality for a minute. The particulate pollution impact of this waste transfer site will be immense. Everyone knows that piles and piles of incoming and outgoing dirt can't be controlled from a dust perspective. Both asphalt and concrete in particulate form are detrimental to our health. Exposure to respirable silica dust is extremely hazardous and can cause cancer, COPD, and silicosis, which is an incurable lung disease. The water pollution as a result of this dust is also going to be impossible to control, with the slurry runoff from on-site storage going right into our storm sewers and our aquifers. This waste transfer site isn't just bad for our businesses, but it's bad for your business as well. In addition to the chemical content impacts to the environment and human health, deposit formations resulting from concrete slurry running into water infrastructure may cause serious serviceability problems. Complications from recycled concrete runoffs include concrete hardening, restricting and blocking of sewers, and the alkaline or the high pH of the runoff leachate can also impact any receiving waters and vegetation and also cause corrosion in zinc-coated and aluminum piping. Another major concern that the association has is the truck traffic. Increasing our truck traffic to over 400 trucks per day is going to be unmanageable. We took it upon ourselves to complete an independent 5-day study between July 12th and 16th for 8 hours each day, and we posted a team to count the truck traffic on Durham 30, both north and southbound, passing Anderson Boulevard. Both tandem trucks and double box trucks were both included in these counts, and what we did notice is that many of those trucks right now are actually turning left onto Anderson in order to avoid the lights at York 30 and Highway 47. With that current truck count being 184 trucks a day, the proposed additional truck counts of over 200 trucks a day, the future anticipated truckload just on our individual small little streets is going to be in excess of 400 trucks per day. In addition to the sheer amount of trucks and that impact on our traffic and the wear and tear on our roads, we feel that consideration also needs to be given to the actual timing that this truck traffic will be using our roads. So not only is this just during business hours, but the proposed timing for this waste transfer site is from 7:30 in the morning until 7:30 at night, Monday to Friday, also on the weekends, and sometimes as late as 9 p.m. This is important to note because it's not just the industrial business owners that are concerned about this, but it is our neighbors who are residents and farmers right beside this property. We feel that it's unfair and unreasonable to expect these neighbors who live in those areas to have to be subject to both the noise pollution as well as the dust pollution that will result from this increase in truck traffic. As the owner of the Air Force Mavericks, a membership with over 300 athletes participating, I have grave concerns about the safety of our membership, which consists of many children under the ages of 15. Our athletes are dropped off and picked up from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night. In the winter, it's dark, and we're already concerned about the amount of traffic and the speed at which traffic runs across that road. The Air Force Mavericks All-Star Cheerleading Club has the occupancy of many public schools, and there is no way that the township would ever approve the zoning for a waste transfer site 3 doors down from a public school. In this subdivision, our employees, our members, our parents, they walk this subdivision. We see our staff walking on the roads during lunch hour. We know that the Mavericks' parents drop their kids off and then go for long walks in the evening. This is not an appropriate use for this space. This truck traffic is a safety hazard, the dust is a health hazard and an environmental hazard, and our waters are about to be polluted. This waste transfer site will hurt us. Aside from the substantial environmental impacts this transfer site would have on the land and our water, as business and neighbors operating and living in this neighborhood, with the transfer station operating long hours each day, every day of the week, it would have a constant and long-reaching negative effect on both our business and our property values. The increased traffic, the increased noise, the increased dust, the decreased property values, the safety risks due to this increased truck traffic, not to mention the increased road wear, are all detrimental effects of this waste transfer station that we will never be able to claw back once this approval has been given. We have all been in business long enough to know the importance of picking your partners wisely. Shared values and vision is paramount for success. The Uxbridge Business Park Association is made up of your community. We live here, we work here, we raise our children here, and we give back to this community in more than just economic ways. ECMI is not a partner that shares the township's values or vision. Their use on our land will not be light, and once we invite them into this subdivision, we cannot reverse this decision, and the impact or the damage that they will have done on our environment, our people, and our businesses will be forever. We vehemently and respectfully ask that our council and our town planning department refuse this request for amendment. This land is our future, and how we leave it to our children and the future generations is our legacy. Let's leave this land better than we found it.